Greetings and salutations, nerds. This is Praying for
A
Superpowers.
show about the deeper meanings, messages, and intricacies hidden within nerd culture.
I'm Trevor Sharon. He's Peter Jordahl. Today he's telling me about Nicolas Flamel.
So Nicolas Flamel. So, a lot of you might know Nicolas Flamel. He's in the recent Fantastic Beasts #2.
Yep.
Character shows up. They mentioned in the first Harry Potter movie and book. What you might not know is he was a real person. Nicolas Flamel actually lived in France. He was kind of a poor innkeeper. He disappeared for a decade. He and his wife they left the country, traveled east from France. They came back with bags of gold. They bought everything that they wanted. People thought they were richer than they were. They didn't have bags of gold. They were richer. But people assumed that he'd found out the secrets of alchemy. So that he could turn lead into gold and that he was immortal. This is one of my favorite things J.K. Rowling has done, is incorporate a real person into her books from the past. But there's a whole series called The Secrets of the Immortal Nicolas Flamel. And it is a 6-book series. They're all decently short, so it's not too much of a read. They're all out, so it's completed, nice. Which is nice. The last book came out in 2012.
Oh, okay, so it's been out for a while.
It's been out for a while. The first one came out in 2007. But
I bet you it was written by a Harry Potter fan. The timeline only makes sense there.
It could have been. It's written by Michael Scott. Which I forgot. So good.
That's the most amazing thing I've heard.
Oh, okay.
I have to buy these just to have them now. I may not even read them, but if a book is written by Michael Scott, I need to have it.
You have to read it. Nicolas Flamel is he's a character that appears all throughout different fantasy novels because of this. 100 years or so after his death, during kind of one of the France has a lot of revolutions, I found out recently.
Yeah,
they have been intermittently. And during one of them, people burst into his tomb, him and his wife's mausoleum, and they went to rob the graves. No bodies, no skeletons, no belongings, empty. So they were either previously robbed and undisturbed because none of the rock was broken, none of the doors had been busted in or anything, or Nicolas Flamel and his wife went to live on.
Well, obviously it's the second one.
Obviously it's the second one.
First one's boring. We wouldn't make an episode out of that.
Yeah. I highly recommend this book series. I know you said you might not read it. It's a fantastic series. So
is it young adult?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a young adult. Every main character in this series is someone from history.
Oh.
Which is really, really interesting. So you see Quetzalcoatl, who is a Native American god.
Okay.
You see one of the Egyptian gods, the cat-headed Egyptian god, makes an appearance. There's literally they pull from every world religion mythology. They pull into it. It's very intriguing.
Super cool.
And reading William Shakespeare makes an appearance.
Oh.
That kind of thing just kind of blows my mind when reading this series. Knowing that this person actually did live, or maybe still lives in the world. And maybe he actually dictated his story to Michael Scott.
Or maybe he just fell in love with The Office and was like, I need a ghost name. May as well be Michael Scott.
May as well be Michael Scott. He's like, this is so funny.
It's obviously Michael Flamel. Obviously, Nicolas Flamel has a similar humor to us.
Right. Of course. What's interesting about this book series, and because I'm telling you to read it, I'm not going to give you the spoilers on this, but it is basically a continuous story of hope deferred.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're like, yes. Oh, no. Yes. Oh. Ooh. Kind of throughout the whole book. But I really like it. I like the way it goes. I'm picking it up again. I've decided it's my series for the year that I'm going to read while I have a pregnant wife and a 1-year-old, and I'm doing a weekly show, and I'm working a full-time job, and my wife's in school, so 6 young adult books is probably all I can handle.
Yeah, I'm still only halfway through The Wise Man's Fear, and I started that like.
Well, you have 10 years to finish it. So
That's
fine.
fair. That's fair.
We love you, Patrick Rothfuss.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Brandon Sanderson defended you at his book signing.
He did. Very, very, like, solidly.
Yeah, he was like, give him a break, guys. No, not many writers can do what I do.
That sounds so bad. He
didn't say it like that. Oh, that sounds so bad. He kind of, I mean...
Well, there goes our chances of having Brandon Sanderson on the show, unless you want to defend what you actually said at the book signing.
Which was good. We have a transcript of it somewhere. We recorded it, but he did defend Patrick Rothfuss, which he also signed your copy of The Name of the Wind.
He did.
Brandon
the Name
Sanderson
of the Wind is Rasputin. And what was disappointing was he said, like, oh yeah, usually when I get this. And I was like, dang it.
Dang it, yeah. Rasputin is in the Nicolas Flamel books.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Wow. Way to bring it back in. Yeah. Well done. You get a point.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's just real quick talk about Rasputin. We're going to talk about two things this episode. Because Rasputin is just one of the most interesting historical figures of all time. Personally, Rasputin is at dinner with the Tsars of Russia. He's like their witch doctor. He's their sorcerer. They poison him. He's fine. He like falls over at the table, sits up, keeps eating. Then they're like, okay, enough of this. They shoot him. He's fine. They stab him. He's fine. They shoot him again. He's fine. He jumps out a window, 3 stories, hits water that's frigid cold. He's fine. He survives the swim, and they shoot him again. Basically, I completely believe that he's still alive in the world somewhere because it's like 7 attempts on his life in the course of half an hour, and he was just like, meh. I'm a wizard. It's fine. Sorcerer Supreme. He's definitely a sorcerer. Nicolas Flamel series. You should read it by Michael Scott. Coming to you, the same creator of Threat Level Midnight.
The greatest movie of all time. Thanks for joining us on this weirdly derailed episode. We appreciate you. Go forth and
be nerdy.
Be nerdy.